Sometimes I just sit on this bench, man. Sometimes I bring a lunch, bring my laptop, just chill, get away from the bullshit. I sometimes come up here just to kind of get away. I sit on this bench, clear my thoughts, exercise those demons. I kind of want to touch on that. Exercising those demons is a part of that mental health aspect that's so prevalent of a problem today. But I really want to touch on, for those who have people, who have folks, who have loved ones, who have lived in the streets, who have survived those cages, who have known nothing but brutality, but have overcome and are striving to rise from those ashes and be the best men, the best people that they can. I'm not talking about those who are bullshitting and shucking and jiving. You know who I'm talking about. But for those of them who are your loved ones, they need you. There are many things they can't talk about. They'll never be able to talk about. They'll go to the grave with. I'm here to tell you, whether they do or not, that they fight demons. There are things that they'll face internally for the rest of their lives. There are things that they can't express with anyone else, let alone find someone who has the capacity to even understand a very small portion of the fight they fight. Those are those demons. Change is my battle, and I fight it every day. They need you. They've got demons. They fight demons. The demons of their past. The demons that continue to tell them that they haven't come far enough, rather than reflecting on how far they have come. I'm not where I want to be, but I know for a fact I'm not where I was. Those demons. Show them some love. Let them know you're there. Let them know they've come a long way. Keep going. Don't give up the fight. I spent a lot of time in cages. Your loved ones that come from out of them bricks, they're suffering some of the same things. True. Ultimately, the fight is only my fight. The fight is only their fight. But that doesn't mean that you can't let them know that you're there. Give them a hug. Whatever it is that y'all do, whether it's a hug, a toast, you put one in the air, or you're just there. Let them know. Even though they may feel alone, they're not. Let them know. I didn't mean to get emotional with this one. But when I talk about those demons, I have a statement, or I have a saying that I use, and it's change is my battle, and I fight it every day. I've seen brutality that you can only imagine. And I'm not talking about a few incidences. I'm talking about from a youth. I'm talking about being raised in the California Youth Authorities, in juvenile prisons, not camps, juvenile prisons, where I've had to face a whole host of overwhelming odds, only to spend a significant portion of my adulthood in an even greater hell, in bigger dungeons. When all you've known, or at least a significant portion of what you've known throughout your life, is violence, it's sometimes hard to deal with other people's bullshit. One thing I could say about being on them yards is, irregardless of the race, the underlining theme is respect. That's something that many folks out here in society haven't been raised to understand. The often blatant disrespect of people who in society have not been raised right. And it could be as simple as a person bumping into you and not saying excuse me, which is unheard of in there. And even cats in there understand that things happen. But it's simple to just say, excuse me, my bad. You'll find in society that there are people who don't even have the decorum, the upbringing, the common decency to say, excuse me, my bad, to a whole host of just outright disrespect. When you got a cat that's doing everything he can to do the right thing, to live his life, but he's known violence as a solution, it can be hard. And those demons, they don't have no problem telling him, handle that shit. Don't give him a pass. Don't walk away. But in the same token, he or I have to often see the problems, see the people as they approach or before I approach, and circumvent. Sometimes you got to shake the suckers. You got to have the foresight to recognize situations and circumstances that you may be going into and to avoid, to move different. And that's Usalamu. I have a saying, idiots, fools, have no problem volunteering you to do something to them. You've got to be aware of that. Because they ain't got no understanding. They don't know what they're about to get themselves into. They think it's going to be some words thrown and that's it. Not knowing that their actions are volunteering you to break them off for your people who are making that change or who have made that change. Just recognize that there's an internal struggle that goes on with them every day. And they need a little love. They can't talk to you and tell you all of what's going on, but just the fact that they know you're there. The fact that they know that you know they've come a long way, irregardless of how far they still have to go. My demons repeatedly tell me or remind me of my past. And I have to shoot them down by saying, but look how far I've come. If you love them, if they're your folks, if they're your people, your brothers, your sons, your uncles, your dads, your homies, let them know. That cage is always right behind me, no matter how far I seem to move away from it. Change is my battle, and I fight it every day. Walk with me. Dr. Little John from a G perspective. Peace. I'm out.